Hello folks and welcome to Edinburgh, specifically an accessible tour around Edinburgh. We're here just for the one day, well we're here for 2 days, but tomorrow is all about a football match that you'll have already seen over on my main channel if you're interested in that. But we have 24 hours of exploring the city before then, but because we're coming here just after we've got back from Rome and Anna is very broken as a result of Rome and of course the whole ongoing disability issues, she needs to use the mobility scooter today, so we are not going to be able to do some of the typical touristy stuff. Can't really do the castle. There's an illusion thing that apparently is quite good that involves walking up 6 flights of stairs, so we can't really do that. So I think our plan is head into the town centre. We want to do a little bit of shopping. We're going to be doing a Lego store vlog for the Block Party Lego channel, and we need to get Anna some gloves from Primark, and then we're just going to head to the Royal Mile, see what happens, maybe see about having a look at the castle from the outside, and maybe sample some of the local delicacies. I don't really have a plan for the day, so we'll figure it out as we go. One thing we have noticed straight away is even with the scooter, it doesn't stop it being very hilly and very cobbly. What is it with these old cities and being hilly and cobbly? Everywhere should be like Milton Keynes, flat and smooth. That's what we're looking for on every trip, flat and smooth. Anna's currently reversing because she's trying to padlock her bag to the front of her scooter because with it not being on her body, she's nervous about it being taken. But didn't turn the engine off and almost reversed into the road. That would have been super. We have just come up this massive hill, so if she hadn't have been in the scooter, I think we'd already be turning around and going back to the hotel. But this is stop 1 on our trip. This, if my navigation is correct, is Princes Street, which is where most of the shops are, from what I can gather from Google Maps, specifically Primark, so we can get Anna some gloves. So hopefully, it doesn't say the name of the street on it anywhere. I'm just going to assume I'm right. It seems busy. It looks about right. Good old Google Maps. This was the wrong street. It's a little bit further down that way. Which, thinking about it now, I do remember us walking past last night. I had to walk up there to a Tesco Express and get some toothpaste. So this does seem right. Right, I am very confident this time that this is the right street. So I think if we head down here, we should go past a Primark, a toy shop, and then at the end is the Lego store. But for more normal touristy stuff, there's a big church, there's trams, we do like trams, there's some kind of park next to us there, and then again, lots of churchy, old building-y things. The churchy and the old building-y things are going to have to do a lot to impress us 3 days after we were in Rome, but they are pretty good. They're pretty good. But first up on our scenic tour of Edinburgh is Sports Direct. Oh, hold on, tram. Tram first. And then once we've seen the tram, Sports Direct. Sports Direct because game is in Sports Direct. How many games are you buying on this trip, Anna?
We are buying 3.
What 3 games are we buying?
Alone in the Dark, which is a remake from 1992, Rise of the Rowan, and Princess Peach's Showcase or something.
And because Anna is insane, she does need them all right now because they all come out today. 2 of the games purchased in-game. We realised we'd already pre-ordered the 3rd one on Amazon, so that'll be waiting for us when we get home. She can't play either of these? Oh, she's got a Switch with her, but she can't play the PS5 one here because she doesn't have a PS5 with her, but she's starting to get the game because she's mental. Breakfast complete at 11:26 a.m. That's what I call a city break. And we are now planning our route on the map. So we're apparently here, which means that is Edinburgh Castle. There you go. We included it in the video. It doesn't look very castle-y, it just looks like a house on a hill. But I guess, I mean, I'm not going to argue with the map. It's pretty clear on the map that that's what that is. Plus an old guy statue. Up here, we've got all of the coffee shops, and there's a Warhammer shop there that I've got to be very careful to stay away from because in recent years I've let Pokemon and Lego slip back in from childhood. If I let Warhammer back in as well, I'm going to have to sell my car. So yeah, we need to, yeah, and we lease, as Anna has just rightly pointed out. So we need to stay away from the Warhammer shop. But just up here, there is a Primark, and apparently, Anna tells me Primark at the moment have a Pokemon collab going, and I should be able to get myself some Pokemon socks. So I want Pokemon socks. There you go, there's a better view of the castle without loads of buses and trams going by. And then also down here, there is a toy shop that we want to go to see if they've got any old, sneaky little old Lego sets. And then, of course, the Lego store. You know me, boys and girls, I love a souvenir. Edinburgh gift shop. Do I just buy tartan covered everything? Do I get myself one of these cows? Or a picture of a cow, or a jumper with a cow on? There's so much in here. But we might be taking a cow home with us. Apparently the cow is the thing. Just filming a bit more of this because it is very scenic. And I don't want people to think we're literally just here going to Game and Primark at a toy shop. We are soaking in the scenery as well. Like I said at the start of the video though, it's just finding the things that are accessible and just, from what I've been reading online, getting up there. It ain't gonna happen in a mobility scooter. So we're all right seeing it from down here. It's better looking at it than being, who wants to look from it when you can look at it? That's how all attractive things work, isn't it? That's why I'm always so jealous of you lot getting to look at me. I just get to look out of me. Well, no sign of these Pokemon socks that Anna promised me. I feel like I've been lied to. I'm very upset about it. So I might just have to get another set of these. I'm wearing these right now. The Bugs Bunny pair, in fact. I'll perhaps get some more of those, although they don't even have any of them in my size. Oh, yes, they do, down the bottom. No joy in there for Pokemon stuff. Very, very sad. It did start pouring with rain as well, which we've already experienced in Scotland on the way up here yesterday. But our next stop is apparently there is a toy shop along here before we get to the Lego store. So we're now aiming for the toy shop, although, is that a HMV that still exists? Because there aren't many of them around anymore. I think they actually have a HMV here still. I'm probably too old and set in my ways musically to go into HMV, but it's cool to know that it's there. And there, on the other side of the road, is an old building covered up by yet another bus. There's a lot of buses here in Edinburgh. We did come into HMV in the end. When did this place just become a loud version of Forbidden Planet? Fallout cards, must keep Anna away from those. But there's no records in here anymore. This is just an awesome pop culture shop. It's Comic-Con in retail store form. There you go, folks. They have got one of them here, in case you were wondering. I don't know what it is. I bet you do though, and you could tell me down in the comments. And then we have all of these churches down here, which if Andy was with us, he would be very, very, very interested in what's going on down there. We certainly wouldn't have been stopping in any shops along the way. That is certainly one of the more impressive churches that I've seen. Well, it doesn't actually look like it is a church, it looks hollow. The one behind it's definitely a church. That looks really cool though. Lots of pointy bits, I like a pointy bit. Tram. And then a proper look at this, so it's definitely not a church. So it's got a statue of something in. But there it is. We've certainly been spoilt for architecture recently, going from Rome to this, because these are, again, we're just surrounded by really lovely buildings. We're becoming building people. We like buildings. And there's an example of a good building. And there's another example in front of this. There's just buildings everywhere. If you find yourself watching this video thinking they didn't show us very much of the touristy stuff in Edinburgh, it's because from about 11:30, 12 o'clock onwards, the weather's been like this. So we did make it up to the Lego store before it started raining, as you can see. If you want to see what we bought, that'll be on the Block Party channel. But we've ducked into a coffee shop because Anna doesn't have a coat. Our Lego is in paper bags. I've only got one pair of trainers with me for the whole weekend. And we don't need to get that wet. So yeah, if we have to stay in here for the rest of the afternoon, then so be it. This is all of Edinburgh we're going to see. That's sideways hail. Well, it stopped raining momentarily, so we've come around here where there's a hand, whatever that is, and then a foot, plus another church. And I think that's the theatre over there, or a theatre. I hear theatres are quite the thing in Edinburgh. But everywhere we go, the architecture is very snazzy, and I think we've come back in line with trams. Do the trams go past our hotel? So this can't be the right street. We're trying to get back to the hotel to dump our big sacks of Lego, and I think it's up this way. Right, we are back in the hotel. The weather out there, as you saw, is rotten, so it is getting on for 3 o'clock. I think our plan now is to just dry off, warm up again, and get ourselves ready to go out and have some dinner later on this evening when it looks like the weather should be a little bit better. I know we haven't been to the Royal Mile or particularly close to the castle, and I know they're the things we're supposed to do, but the weather, did I mention the weather? Hopefully I don't need to leave for the football. The football match I'm going to is an hour away from here, but I don't need to be there until like 1:30-ish. So if the weather is nice in the morning, we will try and do more tomorrow. That's the plan. And if nothing else, we've got a nice scenic drive home because we had a nice scenic drive in. So you'll see that next week on next week's video. But for now, we're going to warm up a little bit and maybe play with some of the Lego we just bought. So several hours later, as you can see, we are thoroughly refreshed and it's almost dark, but it's not raining, so that's important. It is really, really windy. I've got the microphone with a wind protector inside my clothes, and I imagine the wind is still being picked up by it, but it is so bitterly cold. I don't know how people cope with it up here. I mean, according to my watch, 5 degrees. It feels so much colder than 5 degrees because that wind just whips past you. Makes you feel ever so cold. But we're on our way to dinner now. We've booked a table at Las Iguanas because we've got no imagination and it's just around the corner. And it meant Anna could walk there and not have to find a place to leave the scooter. This, by the way, this barber shop is a bar. It's a speakeasy. We did try and get a table for there because apparently you go for a bookcase door and then down into the little speakeasy area, but you have to book a table on a Friday and a Saturday night, and they were fully booked for both days, so we weren't able to go there. But Las Iguanas is just at the top of this hill. It's just about the closest restaurant we've found to our hotel, so it's nice, it's simple, it's easy, it's close, because silly old us, thinking it's nearly April, Anna didn't even bring a coat. I bought a hoodie to put under my jacket in Primark today. We are not walking that far in this weather. I've got to stand outside in a football match tomorrow afternoon. So we made it into Las Iguanas for our traditional Scottish cuisine. I'm fascinated by the fact that this door slides open. I can't imagine a scenario where they'd need to use that here. And one delicious Las Iguanas later, we've made it back into our hotel room. We've also figured out how to get coffee because there was no tea and coffee making facilities in the room, but there is a tea and coffee machine down in the bar. And it's complimentary, so I'm much happier. Now I can get myself a cup of coffee, but we are gonna wrap this video up here. It's only 8:20, so for the second day in a row, a very early finish. We just don't do nightlife. We don't really go out at night. The weather, like, there's no rain now, but it's so cold out there. Oh my word, it's cold. So we are just gonna sit and play games on our little devices and have another early night. If you have enjoyed this video though, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for us. Subscribe to the channel for the rest of the Edinburgh trip, and then straight after this one, we go straight into Lanzarote. So much going on. And thank you very much for watching.